There we go. I'd love to make somebody a co-person so that they could let everybody in from the waiting room. If anybody's willing to do that. Hannah, okay, I look you up and see if I can make
I'm happy to help. So you're
Okay,
going to be a co, and then I just watch the room, right?
Yeah, so let's see, I make you a co-host, and
Okay.
now if you would let everybody in and interrupt me if there's questions in the chat that I don't see, that would be awesome. Are you good? Thanks. Okay, so.
Yeah, I just let the first one in, so I think I've got it.
Oh, yeah, we can do this. Okay, so let's see, is it time? Oh, we're 3 minutes in. I'm just going to go ahead and get started because I did record this. And thank you guys for coming on. Why do I do this? I have no idea. I think I secretly wanted to be a teacher in my past life, but I like sharing things with people. And just a quick background on me, I bought my company's about 13 years old. I bought it 5 years ago. I was in pharma for 23 years prior to that. So it's been a big shift for me, but I think I brought the business mindset to it a little bit because I didn't come from that education background. So it's been a labor of love, and I love what I do. So I knew that I wanted to reach more people. I knew that my bandwidth to work with kids, I know this is, high numbers, lower touch group. My bandwidth to work with kids one-on-one was really getting squished. So I wanted to build something so I could reach more people and at a lower price point, and also to let people who maybe can't afford counseling, it doesn't cost me a cent to let them in to my course. So it's kind of my little altruistic part as well. So we are the Collegesharks. That is what my platform is called. So I like to keep everything kind of watery, if that makes sense. Now I got to figure out how to, there we go. So welcome. Today, what I'm going to show you is called the Business Growth Accelerator. This was built by Gina Lester. If everybody knows Gina, she's kind of a guru in our world. And I started stalking Gina 6 years ago and then came clean to her and said, I've been watching you. I've decided this is what I want to do with my life. Will you help me? And she's been like this awesome mentor for me for so long. So she brought this to a group of us early. And we all kind of tested it out, and it's working great. So, and I think I spelled accelerator wrong. So sorry. Again, I was just typing really fast. Here's some things that we're going to do today. I want to talk to you about and think about this, and then I'll show you the platform. But why do you want to build video content? You can build it any way that you choose. You can build it through Canva, Loom, Zoom, Vimeo, MP4 recordings, Kajabi, YouTube, however you're, videoing yourself. That's fine. You just have to be able to upload it to a platform so that it can live in perpetuity. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm not going to show you how to build video content today, but you can build it any way you want. So you want to think about why you want to host a course. Do you want to reach more clients? That was a big check for me. Do you want to get new clients? Do you want to stop the repetition of telling the same things over and over to people and really get to the business of one-on-one consulting and helping them rather than teaching them how to use a platform or do different things like that? Or do you want to use it to kind of reinforce and remind? So I looked through all the questions in Facebook, and I feel like different people are coming at this from different places. And I think that you can use these for all of those reasons. So other things we want to think about after when I'm showing you the platform, and I'm happy to answer these questions, is what platform are you going to use? I'm showing you one. There are probably a lot out there, Thinkific, a bunch of others. I looked at a bunch. I also started my platform on Facebook. So it was like a private Facebook group that you joined. And then I, gave you access to videos. And that was just really complicated. Everyone seemed confused. The content was great, but it was just too convoluted, and not everybody's on Facebook. So I wanted to switch away from that. So my first failure in doing courses was Facebook was not the place for me to do them. So I learned a lot from that, but it made moving to this step make a lot more sense for me. How are you going to promote it? Are you going to give it to your current clients? You're going to promote it to a bunch of other people? Are you going to have people promote it for you? Like, really, how are you going to promote this course is something you need to think about. And how are you going to take payment? That's another thing that you want to consider before you build a course. So here are some of the challenges that I'm going to be willing to talk to you about as we go through. What's your content? How are you going to do it? How do you plan to deliver it? What learning system are you going to use? Who's going to do your graphics and make it look pretty? Because we know that everybody has a really limited, center of attention. So you have to kind of be bright, be bold, be moving pretty quickly for a lot of these things. And then how are you going to communicate this to your people or to new people? And then I'm going to say thank you. That's my name. I'm going to do the demo, and I'll give you a link in a little bit on how you can reach out to do this course. All right, so now I'm going to switch it up here and show you my actual course. Kind of exciting. Oh, I just uploaded one, so even more exciting. Hang tight here. All right. So I'm showing you the business growth developer. What this is, here's the platform. Now, this platform is so robust that I can't touch on all of it. I just can't. It can do just about anything. So today I'm just going to take you from all of these things that it can do just to memberships, because that's what we wanted to talk about. But just so you know, all my calendars are in here, my contacts are in here, all my marketing is in here, automations are in here, and I build landing sites in here. None of that are we going to do today, but it does have the power to do that. Today, I want to just focus on memberships. So for what I did in memberships, I went to courses, and I am going to show you right now what my products are. So I have built a junior year, senior year, a summer sprint, which we haven't really launched yet, and an essay corner. We're coming up with sophomore and a parent overview later. So you're seeing the back end of this, not what the clients are seeing. Once I show you what's in it, I'll show you how the clients see it. I pulled that up too.
Lee, can I ask, are you going to share a recording with us, or are you okay if we take a picture? I'm a very visual person. It'd be helpful to have a picture of this after. Can you share the slides at least?
I will share everything, and I'm recording it.
Awesome. Thank you.
I am recording it, so when you watch it back, it's going to be loosey-goosey, but and feel free to take any screenshots, whatever that you want to see, so you can see what I built. Now, people have different reasons to have courses. They might want to have small groups that they're working with. They might want to just have one subject. I went big. I went wide, right? So I basically am creating a virtual college consulting platform of bite-sized chunks, my shark thing, of information that downloads every month, 5 to 6 bite-sized chunks of information in videos that are 8 to maybe 12 minutes max, so that people can just consume and go. You don't get to download it until the month is over. So I'm feeding it to you monthly. You can always look back. You can't look forward until the next month. That's how I chose to do it. There is no right or wrong way. I'm going to show you junior year, which we've really built up, but the summer sprint, that's all going to drop at once. It's kind of like, here's 3 months of content, roll with it whenever you want. But for today's purposes, I want to show you what we created for our junior year. Again, this is the back end. In the back end, I'm able to set it up with an introduction, getting connected, and monthly trainings. So I'm in here building, I'm going to move forward to March because that's where we are, or April. Gosh, it came fast. So for March, I downloaded Is My Child Ready for College? And I talked with a woman who works with Teen Savvy Consulting. She's a counselor. I did a talk on Merit Aid. I did something on outside scholarships, bringing your activities to life and standing out. And then we did tips for first gen students. So each month there is information that comes out. So you'll see in April, we just dropped the quarterly deep dive, navigating the AP testing landscape. That's still in draft. I haven't done it yet. Parent brag sheet standing out, safety, fit, and reach schools. So these are published, and then applying as an international student. So I'm able to go in and have things published or in draft mode. So I've already created all of May, but as you can see, it's all in draft. I won't drop it and make it live until May. So let's look and see what it looks like from the customer's point of view. I'm going to go to preview. So you come in here, you bought a membership to Collegesharks, and you bought the junior year, and you can start the course and everything will go one after another. So I've set it up with a welcome introduction, a syllabus about your instructors. I've done a lot of work here. This is not easy because I went big. Would it be easy if you did a nice short 4-course something or other? Yes, it would be a bit of a different beast, but I get everybody connected. I do have a Facebook group that kind of is also a place to go grab leads. We put some information up. We say the content has dropped, but you can't get the content unless you're a member. And then we go right into our monthly trainings. So some I have as coming soon. We also have a Shark Chat, which is a little bit more like a podcast format, but we really launched this in January. So we put things in buckets of the college list and standing out and special features, and you can organize yours any way you want. So each month we have lots of different topics, and I'm going to just show you one of these here. So let's look at, I did that one this morning. Safety, well, sorry. I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm never nervous about anything. Use outside scholarships, since those are always so nebulous. So the person clicks onto my course, and this is the way it's laid out. In this particular platform, there's 3 different layouts. I chose this layout. So you can always see here where you're going and where you've been. And then I have my course, which is recorded. And then I've done about this lesson, primary learning objectives, an attached tool, which is the scholarships website handout. And then I have a workbook that goes with this. So we try to tell you where in the workbook you should be. But they just click. And I'm really tired of looking at myself, but we're going to do that now.
Hey, everybody, it's Lee Norwood with Collegesharks, and I want to thank you for joining us today when we talk about outside scholarships. I think you've heard a little bit about Merit Aid that discounts off of tuition of Collegesharks. We don't work with families to find these outside scholarships. In my personal opinion, your resume, your transcripts, but you want to search for scholarships that highlight your strengths and the cost of attendance. They're not going to give that
really
to you.
quickly.
And sometimes, and we're certainly happy to answer them to these lessons, and check out the resources page.
So that's kind of how it goes. You don't need me to teach you this. You guys already know this, but we took each of these topics and turned them into a short bite-sized lesson. This one was 7 minutes and 15 seconds, right? And then I have, of course, the file you can download. I have a couple people who work with me on this. So I have the instructor pulled in there. So again, my product structure, you set this all up. You really have to lay it out what you want to say and what you want to teach these people. But once you get them connected and get them in, you just start rolling with, I did monthly training. So let's see, the big list. This is another one for, oh, that one's coming soon. Hang on. I didn't start till January. Making the most of your student visit. So here's another one. I have it published. Same setup about this lesson, primary learning objectives, the attached tool, and you just click the video.
On a college campus, it's going to change your life. It's going to get you excited about this next big decision that you have to make. I've been doing this for a long time.
Really long
Where
time,
you think that you would like to study? Are they like-minded people? Is it a place where you think you'll fit in? And a lot of restaurants and bars right at their fingertips. Ask the questions. Don't be that loud parent that's asking the tour guide all the questions, because it's not your college journey. You might be paying for it, but let the student absorb what's going on and ask all the questions. And if you can, just hang back.
So that's a second type of video. So the first one you saw I did with tons of graphics. It was in your face. This is more of a I'm talking to you video. And then I want to show you the third kind of video that we chose to do. And that was on teacher recommendations. So we have 3 kind of different ways that we're delivering the content. Again, still set up the same way about this lesson, primary learning objectives. And this is just how we chose to do it. But we wanted it to be consistent. This is the third way, and it's a little bit with like cartoony characters.
They're probably pretty eager to give to any college about 6 a.m. to walk the dog. She drives 30 minutes to get to school. She teaches AP classes all day. Then some days she stays after school because she sponsors the quiz bowl team, and then heads back home only have to make dinner, prepare her lesson plan for the next day, maybe even grade papers. And after a really quick shoveling in of the microwave dinner, she heads off to bed and starts the process again. Understanding that your teachers are humans and they have lives outside of the classroom might give you a little bit of an idea of why they need some more preparation to be able to write you a letter of recommendation.
Okay, so those are our 3 types of courses of videos that we did in our course. Another product, and then I'll open it up for questions. We did, this one's not up yet, the summer sprint, but this was a shorter course. So what you just saw before was it's a year-long membership. We're dropping content every month. This one is the summer sprint. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a little bit longer lessons. They can digest them whenever they want. And so we're jump-starting the process, the applications, the essay prep. You're going to deliver whatever content you want. But this is kind of how we laid out for that shorter summer sprint. So they would look at it, it would look like this. And we're still building this one out. All right. Jump-starting, applications, essay prep, the college list. So we kind of tried to make it fun. And this one looks a little bit different than the year-long monthly for the juniors. So that is how this looks. The back end, the front end. That's how we've built our courses. Anybody have any questions so far?
Lee, this is Michelle Coleman. I do have a question for you. So you're the oh, I forget what the other one was called, but the year-long program. You mentioned that they sign on and they can't look forward, but they can look backwards. So do you have people just like, do you only open it, let's say January to January, or are you just like basically, putting it out there and people can kind of sign up in March and then they can access the last 3 months, let's say from January, but they can't move forward after that?
Yeah, so that was a thing that we really talked about. We were like, gosh, how are we going to do this? But we realized that we really can't control anybody when they want to watch stuff. So if you buy the whole year, it's one price and you'll be able to watch back. So our year is going to be August to May. That's our year. And then the summer sprint, we add on. It's free if you add on because you bought a year, or we can sell the summer sprint as a standalone to some people. So if you buy the product for the year, you get it all. If you buy it monthly, yeah, I'm just taking a risk that they could go back and watch every single bit of it and then quit. But it's a lot of information to try to do all that, but I didn't really worry about that. I'm trying to err on the side of most people are good, and they want to be in it to continue to get the information.
So
let me show you what it looks like from a client point of view.
Lee,
yes, ma'am.
From a manpower and a time commitment, trying to have an understanding of, this is a tremendous what you've done. I'm very impressed. But it looks like it probably took an enormous amount of time for you. Did you do it by yourself? Did you have a team? Did you hire somebody just to help with this project? Can you talk about how you actually did it?
Yeah, I'm beat to death. I'm beat to death. I learned this. There's a couple different things. What's your content? You got to figure that out. How are you going to deliver it? I have zero problem getting on camera, even without makeup on. I don't care. So that delivery part for me was easy. I spend most of my time building the visuals, right? Because I really want it to feel personal. I want them to see pictures of me and my kids at the schools that I'm talking about. I want to talk about schools all across the country. The rest of your question is, yes, I do have a partner and she's awesome and her strengths are very different than mine. So we think of the ideas together. She writes the content and I use Canva for that. So she'll write up in the presentation view of Canva. Here, I'll come out of this. This is how the client would see. She writes up what I'm going to say. Then I go back and I read it and kind of change it into my words. And then I video it. And we've made a pact together that we're not redoing anything more than twice because we're still human. It doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. So my partner wants every single bow tied, every single I dotted and T crossed. And I just showed you a presentation that I finished 5 minutes ago that had a spelling error. Like, we are really different people. But in the middle, there's something that works, right? So done is better than perfect all the time. I think people are fine with you making mistakes. They don't want to work with a robot. So back to the time thing, This has been a labor of love. So for 2 years, I did the on Facebook thing, and it hurt. I just knew it was the right thing, but I just couldn't sell it. I started doing this. It was called something else. It was called the application blueprint in September. Trashed that, decided to call it Collegesharks, remade a bunch of those videos and reformatted them. And we launched in January of this year. So now we're kind of on this. We just got May done and it's April. We're just 1 month behind. But once I've finished the year, I shouldn't have to redo many of the videos. I had to learn to not say dates, not to say, oh, NC State just made it to the Final Four. Say that again, boys and girls made it to Final Four. Because I don't want to date it and then I want it to be something that's evergreen and lives for a long time. So you have to learn those things, like back to your why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you want to explain how to fill out the Common App? Well, you probably could do that one time and it could be evergreen. But if you're going to talk about programs or statistics about getting in from last year, then you've got to redo that video every year. So it has been a lot of time, but for me, I'm super slow January until right about now. So it's been what I do every day. There are other pieces to this that made me want to pull my hair out. Learning the system was hard. Figuring out, okay, now it's here. How do I make it pay for it? How do I get people in and then tag them and then send them emails and then update them? The cool thing is that all of that is in the Business Growth Accelerator, and they have a help desk. It's not easy. I think an easier way to do it than the way I did it would be to do one short, limited number of lessons first. Rock that out, understand how to use the system, have it be done. I mean, we went ahead and took over 2 years of summer sprint and essay thing, and now we're adding sophomores. I mean, we're crazy people. But I believe in it and I want it to work. I'm going to share you what they see, they being the client when they buy it. It goes in like this. And I just figured out how to do this the other day. So I did a promo. If you buy now, you get junior and senior year for a certain price. So this client went in, they bought now, they got junior and senior, but I'm able to gray out other things. So pretty soon the essay and the summer sprint will also show on their all courses, which kind of leads them to go, oh, what is that essay clinic? Oh, okay, I'm going to click on that. Maybe I'll buy that. So now they see all the things we're selling. So it should be an intuitive upsell right within the system. This is, a year from now when I'm uber successful. But I think anybody who's thinking about doing courses now, you're right on time. I mean, we're the ones that are going to be the trendsetters for this, I think. So jump in and do it. So that's kind of, I just, again, realized how to show this so we can show more things. This one's locked. They'd have to click on it to buy it. And then back to all courses. There's a couple other things here. You can have a community where they talk off of Facebook. A lot of people think, oh, we need to get people off of Facebook so that Zuckerman doesn't own all of our business. I'm not there yet. But this is kind of where we are now. And it's exciting. And it's been fun. What other questions can I answer? Yeah.
What video application do you use?
Everything. But I'll tell you what I settled on. Okay. Zoom is great, especially because they have filters when you don't have makeup on. Like, I love Zoom. But what happens with Zoom is you end up with a little head in the corner when you share your screen, right? So that I don't love as much about Zoom. I have found that I do most of my stuff in Canva because the way that I find that it's the most efficient is I make my slides and then I can upload a video to each slide. My head's this big. I can make it this big if I want, or this big. So then I'm only recording the content on each slide. So if I mess up, I can just go do one of the slides. I don't have to go back and do the whole entire thing. So my trial and error has landed me on, I love Canva. I also like the full video view. That's why we did 3 different kinds of videos. We did the one where our head's a different size and the content's really fun. We did one where we're talking to you more and then we might show a screen share. And then we did one like that one with Mrs. Ramirez. That's what Marcy likes the most. So most of the ones she is the voice on looks like that. So it's kind of like demoing in with more of a cartoony kind of feel. And we'll see which ones get the best feedback. But so far, everybody likes them all.
But what video are you using within Canva has a video option?
Oh, yeah, let me show you. You want to see it?
Oh,
It's so
I
cool.
did not know that.
Yeah, I have learned so many things. I'm going to share my whole screen just so you can kind of see it. Let me see if I can find Canva. It's got to be in here somewhere. I tried to pull up a bunch of different things so I didn't have to root around. I'll just open Canva.
What's the downside to Loom?
I don't want to pay for it. That's my downside. That's my only downside because I own Canva, like big bad Canva, the biggest Canva you can have. So that's where I decided to put my money. So if I'm in here and I want to start something, I like this. Oh, I don't want to do it in a, sorry. I apologize. I'm in here. Go to Canva. Redirect to Canva. Here's all my Canvas. You see all my videos are in here. All my graphics are in here. Every single thing I did is in here. So let's look at types of colleges. I'm going to copy it. And I'll mess with this one. So I'm here in Canva and I can go over to the side. And I know we have some people who are way better at Canva than me, but in uploads, I can record myself. Once I've done it, I can reuse. These are all, oh, good Lord, there's a lot of me. All the times I've recorded myself. You can also upload just audio and you can also, I just found that they have music. I'm so excited they have music. But for uploading a video, you do record yourself. Here I am. Here I am, my little head. I'm gonna hit record. Hi, here's my head. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm recording, la, la, la. Done. Then I exit and I wait a second. And I'll come up right here in a second. It's just downloading it, but it would end up looking like, oh, there I am.
Oh my God, Lee, you just blew
Hey,
my
here's my
mind.
head. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm recording.
just-
La, la, la. Done. Bye. Yep. So that's out now. So I just did today. Marcy sent me, and I'll show you this. She wrote all this. She didn't even spell my name right. Norwood. That's okay. She sends me stuff like this with all of the talk down here. Can you see the left side of my screen? So I just went in and recorded myself, went back to the view of notes, moved the notes over to the center of my screen so it looked like I was talking at you, and I read this. And here it is. Keeping with the theme of sharks, we want you to think of colleges like an ocean, right? So I did one for each of the graphics that I did. Now, I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but this is just one of the 3 ways. So I could go back in and be like, oh, I need to add a couple more things here. Or I didn't like what I said here. And then I only have to fix the one slide. Then when I'm done, I go to the top to move you guys and share. And here's another big tip. When you download, make sure you're doing it not as a PDF because you recorded, you downloaded as MP4. Okay, so this is only part of the iceberg. This is just getting the content. Then you got to upload it onto the platform. But another big super secret thing, once you've done that, my recommendation is to upload that MP4 onto your YouTube channel and make it private. That way, anybody you share the video with can see it, but the world can't see it. So all my College Shark stuff is hidden on my YouTube, because YouTube downloads all this video content into a small enough file that I can send it places. If I tried to send my MP4 file, it would be too big. So my MP4 file can upload right onto Business Growth Accelerator and it can upload onto YouTube, but I couldn't email it to you. So I send everything over to YouTube to live, and then I move it over to the Business Growth Accelerator.
So for those of us that are not technologically super savvy, I just want to understand I love this Canva thing. I had no idea. You blew my mind. You do that,
Mhm.
download from Canva, you upload into YouTube,
I
and then
do
that's
as a
what you
separate
share?
step. No, I do that as a separate step because then let's say I want to promote this to somebody and I just want to send them one video. Now I've got them all living over there in YouTube and I can be like, hey, here's one, here's a bonus, here's one, or I'll cut it off halfway and I'll put it out on social and be like, you want the rest of the story? Join my, summer essay program. So having them live over in YouTube is a great way to be able to share one at a time because you can't share one at a time when you're here in my overall course portal. I'm going to go back to the Business Growth Accelerator. I just have to find it. Here it is. And I always have like 3 things open because I like to move around quickly. There we go. So I just, before I came on here today, I recorded what you just saw, which was types of colleges. And I uploaded it into the senior year right here. See, it was in a draft. So right before I came on, I recorded in in Canva. I just downloaded it here by clicking it here. It just landed here. Previously, I had this thumbnail up. So when you went to my site, you saw that this is what you were going to see, but it said coming soon, and I'm going to publish it right now. And now it's live. So my partner does this. She writes this stuff in for me. And then she watches the videos and makes sure what you learned in this lesson is actually what I said, because I could go off the rails sometimes, right? So she's like, okay, I listened to what Lee said. I knew what I wrote. They came together and yes, now we can write, this is what you learned in this lesson. But I just uploaded this in real time while you guys were on with me. So I'll save it. So now all my courses are in here, right? This is my senior year, which we're building as we go. We're not really selling senior year yet. We have a couple beta members in there to watch it and just tell us what they liked and don't like. So this one's a little messier. As you can see, everything's in draft until January, and there's a lot fewer bite-sized chunks because we just really wanted to focus on junior year because we don't get many seniors in March, right? So there was no reason to be building March. Yeah, so although one did call today. And then we have extra tips. And some of this is already built up, like course wrap up and fundamentals. I didn't put that in. The system had it's really awesome. It already has a flow and you don't need to use all of it, which is another huge lesson. Don't use it all, just use what you need to. And then you build yours out. So I can be in scholarships. I can add a lesson. If you can see here, I just click a button. I can add a lesson or an assessment right in there, and then it pops up and becomes a part of this. So I've only been in memberships the whole time we've been talking.
Lee, how does this compare Business Growth Accelerator with Thinkific and Kajabi?
That is, and Kendall, I see your hand up. That is a great question for not me. I think this is Kajabi and 1 or 2 other things got together and had a baby. I think that's what this is. Thinkific is very different. Thinkific didn't give me all these other pieces that I wanted because look, my contacts are all in here. I run my clients on Counsel More, whatever you use for that. And then I run my business in this. I have tags. All my clients are here. All my calendars are here. So I got rid of Calendly. I got rid of MailChimp. All of that stuff I got rid of because I can do it all here. And then in marketing, the only thing I didn't do is I didn't build my website here because I have that horrible thing called WordPress. I hate it. But so I actually have a third thing. I have my WordPress site, this to manage the business, the courses, the marketing, and then whatever you use to manage your clients. You can build affiliate programs in here. I have templates of all my emails. I can do all my social media. You just have to take the time to set it up. So I don't want to overwhelm you and share all of that with you today because you'd go nuts. But one thing I will show you, and automations, my brain doesn't work this way. Some people think that's the most fun. Person comes in, they buy something, they get tagged, they get this email, it waits 5 days, they get a text, waits 4 days. That, I don't balance my checkbook. That gives me hives, but my partner does that. So, and Kendall, what question did you have? I'm sorry.
So, you know, total transparency. I did a trial on this and I was so overwhelmed. I just canceled it because I was just like so overwhelmed at all of these things that it has. How long did it take you just on the membership thing to like figure out how to put it together? I mean,
Okay, so when I looked at the whole thing and I moved everything over, I hated it. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was so stinking hard. But now that I understand the language that the programmers use, and I kind of had to redefine some words, now we're flying. Building the courses now, we build them like so fast. Like we just building the courses now in this system, now that we both know it, is just rocking. So now our challenge is, okay, here's our landing page. We had to build this. I still don't love it. I'm going to be working on it. But what Gina has done is she customized this for IECs. So she gives you examples. Like here's an example of a landing page. And then you just kind of copy her stuff, but you put your twist on it. So I came up with a landing page, right? So I could sell all of this because she's been doing it for so long. I still don't love this, but I created it myself. That was hard. And then now just setting up the email so they automatically go to all these people that are tagged with College Shark or monthly College Shark or whatever. And the next thing I need to do is figure out how do I kick you out when you cancel. But I'll deal with that, you know, I'll deal with that as it comes. If that becomes a problem, it'll be a great problem to have. Right now, we're just trying to really get people in here. So this is the landing page. This is how you would get there to buy a course. And then you have to have it talking with however you take your money. And I happen to take my money through Stripe. The beautiful thing is that there's plenty of people to help you. You just have to have the time to be on a help desk and the bandwidth to not cuss anybody out and the patience to go walk away if you get, and I'm just being totally honest with you, but I'm so glad I did it. So it's all set up and all the prices fall in because of whatever I made it work on the back end. But yeah, everything is right in here. And I built it all in here.
Do you feel like a marketing expert on this yet? Like, I think for me, the thing is, how do you actually sell this other than you have it on your website? Are you doing are you investing in marketing? How are you promoting it?
So I happen to have a brother who owns a marketing company and he won't touch me with a 10-foot pole because we're related. So, right. But he does guide me a little bit. I'm not ready to throw marketing dollars at this until it's perfect. So right now, what we're doing is it's an addition to one-on-one, hourly, or sharks. So we've put some paid people in that way. I've let a lot of people in for free because why not? I want the feedback. They can only be free if they answer my surveys when I send them out. If not, I kick them out. We had to kick out one person. I will tell you that this has not taken off yet. I know that it's going to, but I've already gotten some upsells out of it. People who I guess scared enough, scared them just enough that they pick up the phone and then call me and say, oh my gosh. But the feedback from the people has been good. How do I plan to sell it in the future? We're going to go hard with Google ads and we're going to spend thousands, but I went big. If you're selling just an essay course that's short, or if you're selling a group coaching over a small period of time, or if you're taking in group clients and adding them to a group that will then open on day X, that's going to be a really different, I'm not going to say easier, but I would imagine less complicated sale. You could just have your course in here. You could sign people up for something that was going to start on day XYZ and just throw them all in. And then you don't have to have all the funnels and the landing pages and all of that because you can manage it however you would manage anything and just use the course for the visual part. Anybody else? I know it's a lot, but Gina is awesome. We have people who have been really successful with this already on smaller chunks, not my conquer the world, do everything, that could certainly talk to you. I have a link for Gina I'll put into the chat. She's willing to tell anybody about it. I'm an affiliate for it because I want to train people on it to skip through the bullshit. I got really hung up. I wasted a lot of time stressing out, crying, all of that. So I kind of feel like I can get you from at least A to M in the alphabet way faster just because I've been there and I've done it. I can't speak to it making me millions of dollars yet. And I'm going to put all the kids, I have some relationships with some guidance counselors who have kids they have so much potential and no family support. I'll put them in here for free. And I'll give them a free hour or so to talk with them. It makes me feel better about myself, but then I'm not spending hours on the phone talking to these kids. You know, if they're motivated enough to go through it and they fill out the workbook, they're going to have an application by the end of that. And I'm happy to help them. So that's going to really help that part of my business, to be able to help some of these kids who have so much promise and they don't have any progress because of whatever their situation is at home.
Is your target audience parents or students?
Yes.
Okay, right. So it's the same. Right now you have the same. It's not like you build one for students and yet one for students and one
No,
for
we're
parents.
saying it's for parents. It's for parents and college-bound teens. What we found when we did the questionnaire was parents are watching it, and then they're making their kids watch some of it. Right. So kids might not be watching that financial aid one, or they might not be watching a different one, but the parent might say, this is on Teacher X, you need to watch this. It's 12 minutes, sit down and watch this. And then the workbook's pretty cool. So they can kind of follow along, but that's where we found, but that's a question a lot of people ask. Who's it for?
So you're mailing a physical workbook, or is it
Download it.
down? Okay.
It's fillable. You could print it and use all of your ink, or I am getting some workbooks printed up that I'll just be charging right now, just, you know, that the cost plus shipping. Because I think it's kind of it's a nice thing. I'm from the generation where I love a good workbook. I want to smell it, touch it, write in it. I like that. So we kind of made that for everybody. Linda.
So when you talk about the workbook and you say it's downloadable, do you have other printables or downloadable things for every module, or is it just the workbook?
Good question. Yes, we do. So I'm going to go back into my memberships page. You can see this, right? It's sharing in products, junior year. My favorite one. I'm going to show you my favorite one. Parent brag sheet. So again, now I haven't done the video on this yet because I'm a little bit behind, but it's still April. We talk about the parent brag sheet, and the tool is attached here, and they just click here, and it's the parent brag sheet. I built it in Canva. That one said zip, so I know I need to go back and download it in a better format. Parent brag sheet. Oh, look, I have an essay checklist that's a downloadable. Here's the parent brag sheet. I just like color and style, and I like doing this. I don't think anything has to be this pretty all the time, but this would be the deliverable for that lesson. So there's a workbook, but there's also a deliverable. Does that make sense? I don't know if you saw that. It said it was paused.
I didn't see the actual graphic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't see.
Okay, it said it was paused. I was so confused. All right, I just put in the link, the taking it online landing page if you want to learn more and have Gina teach you more about it. Put it in the, oh, that's just to Steph. Sorry. Gotta go to everybody. Everyone in meeting. Go. Okay. Let me share again for the parent brag sheet. I'm going to just share my whole desktop. It might be a little easier. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
So Lee, are you saying that you basically have like an outline, but you actually haven't built every piece of content and you're sort of like, oh my gosh, it's May next month. We have to do May.
Yep.
Oh
I'm
my
behind.
God.
All my April should be up. Marcy would kill me if she knew
Oh
my
my
April
gosh.
wasn't up, but it's only the 3rd. But
So
that's okay.
Do you also see clients one-on-one then?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. So proud of you.
Hi, Lee.
Yes.
It's Paula. You had mentioned that you had a connection or contact with high school counselors and offering this for free with students who may not be able to afford it. Have you thought of connecting with them from a business perspective in kind of giving them a membership for them to work with their students?
I'm going to stop recording.